Hello, happy Sunday morning. I'm delighted that you're here to join me for a new, I should put that here, for a new breath meditation and some silent meditation. So every week, and I had initially planned to do this when I started doing these sessions, but then I decided that we should practice a different breath work technique every week because I absolutely love breath work. And if you have a favorite, just let me know. I actually have several playlists here that you can see about breath work. I'm working on some new meditations that you can listen to for breath work. And just so I don't forget, if you would like to let me know where you're coming from in the chat, fabulous. And if you have a question at any time while we're doing this, please don't hesitate to ask because I am here to answer your questions. All right, so today we're going to practice what is called hummingbird breath or pranayama. Excuse me. I always have to I was practicing before I got on the call because I'm always afraid I'm going to get it wrong, and yeah. So this is called bra Bhramari Pranayama. And this is a breathing practice that has been used for forever. It's in ancient Indian yogi texts. And it's translated, or the Bharadhyami is translated as big black bee. So, as you might expect, there might be some humming involved. And this technique involves humming out as our exhalation, which creates a sound which is not that different from that of a buzzing bee. And the reason that I chose to do this one this week is because somebody was asking about uh, or talking about humming as meditation earlier this week. A friend of mine or somebody, I can't remember who. I just know that it came up and I thought, oh, well, we should do that this Sunday for our breathing practice because, like I said, I love every kind of breath meditation that there is, regardless. Now, this particular technique activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and digest portion of our nervous system. It allows us to focus our mind and it quiets negative thinking because it relieves stress, agitation, anger, things like that. So that is what this particular meditation is good for. If you are ever wondering, you can just, oh, I need to do a hummingbird breath meditation. So let's get comfortable. Oh, before we get started, if you have a watch on, I want you to take it off. And the reason that I do that, and I was taught this decades ago, is that we don't want anything to interfere with our energy flowing. So that also means that our legs are not crossed. We put our feet flat on the ground and we're more open to receiving and acknowledging any sensations, any emotions that we're feeling, all of that, and releasing because we're allowing things to be open and not get stuck. All right, so get comfortable in your seat and let's just take a few deep breaths just to get a little bit more grounded, a little bit more in the moment. So I like to close my eyes when I'm practicing, when I'm doing deep breathing, or gazing softly downwards, but you do you. However it works best for you is what I want here. All right. And I'll be keeping an eye on the chat. So if you have questions as we go along, please don't hesitate to pop those right into the chat and I will be answering those. All right. Let's take a few deep breaths. Breathe in and hold for just a moment and release. And again. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Before I forget, don't forget to hit subscribe so that you don't miss any of the lives or the new breath techniques that we try or any of my new meditations. I just had a new course drop earlier this week. It is about intentional mornings. It's 2-week course. You'll see them drop day by day as you're here on YouTube, but you can also see them and listen to them on Spotify and on Insight Timer. Okay. All right. Now, I want you to relax your shoulders and lengthen your spine and make sure your shoulders are away from your ears. And bring your hands up and put your elbows in line with your shoulders. And then I want you to plug your ears with your index fingers. Okay. Keeping my shoulders relaxed. And I'm going to describe it before we do it. You're going to inhale deeply through your nose and then breathing out through our mouths, but we're going to be humming. So, so it's a hum. So we're humming all the way through our exhalation. And so we're going to do this for about, I don't know, we're going to do it for a few rounds. How about that? And then we'll move into our silent meditation session shortly afterwards. All right. So elbows up, fingers in our ears. Deep exhale in. And then again. And if you find your shoulders creeping up like mine do, just be conscious of pulling them back down. All right, inhale again. Again. Hmm. And then take your hands back down, put them on your lap, palms face up. All right. So, how was that? Did it sound like a big black bee? It does, doesn't it? It's kind of amazing how that actually works. It actually does sound like that when you're doing it. Um, all right. So now that we've done that, mm, let me know how you're feeling in the comments. I'm focused on being here for you, but I'm feeling that relaxation and that focus myself, even while I'm staying focused here with you and guiding you. So it works, which is not too shabby. All right. Okay. So now, our silent meditation, just to explain a little bit more about that. Some of you may struggle with that. I know when I first started trying to do silent meditation, I could only do maybe a minute. And I found my mind wandering really, really quickly. And you know what? That's okay and expected because our minds are designed to multitask. But if you recognize it, this is about being aware. When your mind starts to wander and you go, oh, my mind is thinking about, what I'm going to have for dinner or what task I need to do next when I'm done. Just gently call, hey, come on back over here. Come on back and get super aware of your breath and just be present. Now, it's not going to be completely silent because I'm going to be guiding you from time to time as we're going through the process. And I am going to play some music because I don't know about you, but I like to have a little chill trance or some little ambient kind of music playing in the background that helps me to honestly, it helps me remember what I'm doing right at that moment. So I'm going to be playing that, and I'm going to start that here shortly. If you have any questions or concerns or anything while we're going through this process, don't hesitate to put them in the chat because I will be keeping an eye on that. Again, like I said earlier, I like to close my eyes when I'm meditating because I like to um, be more focused on my breath and the sensations in my body. And closing my eyes keeps me from being visually distracted. I know that, like I might hear something outside my window and that might distract me. And again, our minds are going to go other. That's what they're designed to do. Just come back to your breath. All right, here we go. And if you have questions, just ask. And we're just going to sit silently, quietly, and breathe. Now, how was that? How do you feel when you're doing that? Did you find your mind wandering? You probably. And was coming back to your breath helpful, or coming back to the sensations? Um, I uh, actually was, when I closed my eyes, I could see the image of the light in my mind's eye. And so I was focusing my attention on going around that so I would stay in the moment, in this place. And then I heard something outside the window, and then I came back to the sensations, my butt on the cushion and my feet on the floor. So, all those things, those are the little things that we just bring ourselves back. You're not doing it wrong if your mind wanders, because that's just going to happen. Just allow yourself to come back to this moment. And, if this is the only time during the week that you get for yourself, and more power to you. Because I started doing this. I started practicing meditation after years of trying, and then I finally discovered guided meditation on Insight Timer and found that I needed somebody to guide me through the meditation. And I think for a lot of people, particularly high achievers or people that are constantly doing, right? We're human beings, not human doings. And meditation gave me the opportunity to be a human being, even if it was just for a little while. And again, just like we were practicing the hummingbird breath, doing that gives us an opportunity to rest, because we are supposed to rest, and we are to simply be, present in the moment. That doesn't take away from the planning and the figuring out what I got to do next. Doesn't take away from that. But I don't constantly need to be on. You know what I'm talking about. I've been in places where I'm constantly on, and oh my gosh, it's exhausting. It's exhausting to constantly be on. And then when you do get to rest, you just fall out. So instead of either, 100 miles an hour or -10, let's do some mindfulness. Whether that be a silent meditation, whether that be mindful journaling, because I do have a journaling prompt for you here every morning, or perhaps it's meditation, or perhaps it's an active meditation, which is also one of my favorite things to do. Going for a walk, and not just listening to music and letting my mind go wherever it wants to go. An active meditation means being very, very present in your body and feeling the sensations. Once I started doing a walking meditation and doing more, I realized that when I'm road biking, that is very much an active meditation, because I'm very aware of my surroundings, of the sensations that I'm feeling. So all of those things add up to regulating your nervous system. So when something goes south, you don't freak out, you just roll with it. It takes time and it takes practice. Just keep doing it. And if you only get a minute, 60 seconds, 90 seconds, I have a 90-second meditation here. If you only get 90 seconds to take a break and breathe, take it. Every little bit helps. These are just some of the things that we do in the Mindful Life community to to bring more joy and calm into our lives instead of constantly being on, constantly being productive. We're human beings, not human doings. Remember that. All right. Next week, we will try a new breath meditation. I encourage you to come back or join me in the mornings for my mindful journaling prompts. And on Monday mornings, I do a live session on Insight Timer for mindful journaling to set our intention for the week. It's free. Just come and join me anytime. All right. Have a beautiful, beautiful week that is lovely and mindful and calm. And I'll see you then.